What's up? What's up, everybody? Polo Sports Talking ENT here again with another one. Hit the like, sub, comment, notification. Know the deal. You know the drill. Say nothing new to you. And I want to thank everybody that pulled up so far, man. Uh, T Price, LDBC all day, man. Go sub to his channel. Definitely Flaming channel. And then also Herman. Uh, what's up with you, man? What up, Theo B? I see you in the building, man. Hey, look, man. Let me go ahead and tackle this situation real quick, okay? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna dive into this real quick before I go into the gym and get it in. Look, recently this morning, well, it was this morning rather. Jay Will had came out and basically said that the whole thing concerning Ben Simmons and the drama that's taking place right now has to do a lot with Joel Embiid. Basically stating that he didn't extend the olive branch like he should have, or coddle Ben Simmons and everything. And Jay Williams, man, I respect him as a player. Of course, he went to the my team, which is Duke, and he was a phenomenal player up until his injury, unfortunate accident that happened on a motorcycle and everything. But in terms of uh, him being an analyst, man, he's a contrarian, no doubt, and sometimes he just doesn't. He goes based on emotion and pushing narratives more than just really doing the full research and really coming with a lot of logic with the stuff that he says. Now look, I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it to you like this, all right? Okay. I've already talked about this several times before. And I wouldn't call this no max ether, no shit like that. But we have to say we have to speak facts on this whole situation. Now, we all know that when when the Sixers were about to get James Harden, there was a whole bunch of rumors that were surfacing during that time. Okay. And Ben Simmons was upset about the headlines, his name being in the headlines, which I mean, I could kind of understand, but at the same token, you can't really blame anybody but yourself. If you haven't been playing up to par, a lot of teams are going to shop for you. A lot of teams are going to be going on a hump and hunt for you, and vice versa. Other teams, I mean, and they have, they have their different feelings about. Y'all can't hear me? You can't hear me? Press one if you can hear me. Okay. Okay. What did? Okay. All right. All right. Now, look, what I was saying basically. Okay. 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 All right. My bad, y'all. I guess I went out for a minute. Basically, what I was saying. Okay. All right. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. We gonna get it right. Basically, what I was telling you is that when it comes to Ben Simmons, a lot of people. Okay. Basically, when it comes to Ben Simmons, a lot of people want to sit up here and they want to blame uh, Doc Rivers. They want to blame Daryl Morey. They want to blame Joel Embiid for what they said. Okay, look, I understand how they feel. Okay, but all of this really boils down to how Ben Simmons played, not only in the past with his playoff performance, but especially against the Hawks. Okay, and everybody wants to sit here like Jay Williams and say, "Oh well, Joel Embiid, he should have extended the olive branch and coddled Ben Simmons and everything like that." Listen, like I said before, if you go back and you go look at the stats, and people want to bring up this silly shit about Tobias Harris and Ben Joel Embiid not being a factor, if you look at the stats in comparison to Ben Simmons, which is your point guard, quote unquote point guard, all right, in comparison to Tobias Harris, somebody like Tobias Harris and somebody like Joel Embiid, there is absolutely no comparison on what they did on any type of scale in the complete entire playoffs, especially against the Hawks. Okay, this is all indicative of Ben Simmons' performance against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, people want to sit up here and bring up they want to push these narratives and notion about Doc Rivers. Okay, some of Doc Rivers. I kind of believe where he's coming from, and some of them I don't. But I am with Doc Rivers, and when he says that right now we're not trying to discuss who's going to be the point guard or anything like that. We just lost a series, and see, a lot of people don't understand that, man. When you get ready, when you getting ready to go talk to the media and stuff like that, half of them players don't want to talk if they done lost. I know when I lose a game and stuff like that, man, I still got to gather my motherfucking self because, man, I just lost the game. Whether it's pickup, whether it's we playing for a championship, whether I'm on a professional level, whatever. I'm like, we just a lost, man. I don't want nobody around me, but they have to gather themselves in order to be professional. They have to gather. They have to gather themselves to be professional. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Doc Rivers all he was saying. But people want to push that narrative and spin the narrative that, oh, okay, well, automatically they don't want him, as the point guard. Or when Embiid was approached about the question. Now, shit, really, they shouldn't have just said anything. You know what I'm saying? I'd have just been like, next question. But they still would have said something about it anyways. Then on top of that, listen, this is another point that I have to make too. Okay, in comparison to Ben Simmons and Embiid's been in the league 5 years. Ben Simmons been in the 4 years. Okay, it's like a 1 year difference, right? Ben Simmons has yet. to show any improvement on his game. And see, they came in with the same situation. They were both. They came in hurt. But the difference between Ben Simmons and the difference between Joel Embiid, Jay Williams, is that Joel Embiid said, "Okay, look, about that third year, about Embiid's third year, because he always had the talent, always had the skill, but it was the mental capacity about that third year. Because I'm not gonna front Joel Embiid. He ran his mouth a lot, and y'all know that he ran his mouth a lot on Twitter. He was a Twitter. This nigga was a Twitter finger son of a bitch. For real. What's up, Luda Ryder? Y'all go subscribe to my boy Luda Ryder Sports. And what's up, Big Who? I didn't see you in there, man. Listen, he was all about being on Twitter all the time. But Joel Embiid was like, because you remember how he would go on Twitter talking about, about Lonzo Ball and going back and forth with LeVar Ball and all that other shit. And that's what I didn't like about Joel Embiid. He would just constantly kept running his mouth and stuff like that. And I'm like, if you would just pipe down and get focused on staying healthy throughout the whole entire season, then you could see how much damage you could do. And look what happened. He ended up being an MVP candidate. And he got better every single year to the point where he eclipsed DeMarcus Cousins as the best big man in the league. Okay, basically eclipsed him after Cousins. He started to kind of struggle with the injuries and all that other stuff. But with Ben Simmons, you can't say the same. You can't say the same. Yeah, has he stepped it up defensively? Yeah, that's his bread and butter and everything. But other than that, you have improved in other aspects of your game. And I've already said that I'm not going to go down that road again. I'm not going to go down that road again. You know? Now, another thing that nobody is truly looking at is that why am I going to sit here and coddle you, Jay Williams? Why am I going to coddle you, and why am I going to sit here and extend the olive branch to somebody who is not taking the craft seriously as I am, or even more? You should be. That's your responsibility. He said he's the one in the gym. He's being a leader. He's tried before. He's tried to galvanize everything. But you know what? As a point guard, one of the key things is you being a leader. It's about being a leader. I know when I played, my point guard, oh, he was calling everybody. Hey, I need you in the gym. Hey, we need to be in the gym at this such and such time. If coach wanted to call a meeting, guess who was there? It was usually your best player, or 9 times out of 10, the point guard was there first. You are the leader. You are the one. You are the one that's supposed to be the spark. You are the one that's supposed to galvanize everybody, like I've said time and time again. And you haven't exemplified that. The only thing that you've exemplified is you being a diva, you causing trouble, you being toxic. You know? So, like it's just that and Theo B, he could go anywhere. It's not gonna make a difference. It's not gonna make a difference. If you go anywhere and you ain't got no jumper, how are they gonna utilize you? You already see that what's his name shut that narrative down. Joe Laker. He said, "Man, you're not gonna be a fit in here, man. You're not gonna. The Warriors don't want to bring no more toxic than what they have. To some extent, they had a little bit of toxic stuff going on because of the whole Draymond Green situation and all that. You know, no, he won't be. Absolutely not. and that doesn't make sense. That's a terrible. No, I like Carl Anthony. Yeah, Cat is my guy, but he's nowhere near better than Joel Embiid. Absolutely not. Joel Embiid would destroy him. He doesn't even have moves in the post like Embiid. Stop it with that. Stop it with that. But I do like Cat though. Don't get it twisted now. Cat is nice, especially on the defensive end, but he's not on there. Now as far as Jokic is concerned, the only reason I give it to Jokic a little bit is because Jokic, man, he's such a good playmaker for a big man. Man, ESPN and they always lie, Theo B. They're always pushing stupid ass narratives. And if you always believe in them, man, they steal from us, man. You can ask Herman, you can ask Luda Ryder, and you can ask T Price. You can ask all my guys, man. That's amongst the LDBC. They steal shit from us, man. So I don't. They're not. I don't believe anything they say. You know, 1 minute Stephen A. Smith, he's sitting there riding the dick of Kyrie, and then the next thing you know, pause, excuse me, pause. But then the next minute, then he's trashing this motherfucker about shit. You never know what the fuck he gonna say, man. They just all that shit. Most of that shit is scripted and just for views, and they go on here on YouTube, like the homie Ticket and Too Raw and all these other all these other dudes that sit up here trying to thieve from YouTube, and it's just not the LDPC, it's everybody else. They still talking points. They do all that shit. Me, nothing I do, I'm not gonna be scripted about nothing. We can't sit up, yeah, and they have an agenda. An agenda is always being pushed. The agenda is okay, we want to make listen, you're a part of Clutch Sports. So they don't want you, oh, he's a part of Clutch Sports. Let's pat him let's pat him on the back. Don't be too hard on him and shit like that. Fuck that shit. I don't care what kind of sports you with. You know what I'm saying? You could be with any type of agency, nigga. If your game ain't up to par, your game ain't up to fucking par. Man, Herman, man, Stephen A got an agenda to bash everybody. This motherfucker wanna. That's why that motherfucker, cause he know, uh, the African was on his ass after he disrespected everybody. See, it's his agenda to destroy the Cowboys. It was his agenda that he tried to destroy uh, Kwame Brown. It was his agenda to try to destroy guys like Kyrie. It was his agenda to try to sit up there and destroy um, multiple no, multiple players and stuff like that. You know, we know the agenda. We not stupid. We know what the fuck you doing. And if you don't have common sense to see what the hell they doing, nigga, you need to pay attention and read in between the lines. That's why I don't really pay. Now I will say this: out of everybody on that show, well, of course that's what he gonna do. Theo B. He gonna try to play the victim. Oh no, no, we boys, da 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 da, and all this other stuff. And the thing about it is, Theo B, I used to like Stephen A. Smith until I had always heard stuff about this man, but I was sitting there, I was like, nah, that ain't true, man. Da 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 da. But I think when I started to see that this dude was, it was something different about this dude, is he'll say one thing, you know, behind the camera when that player is not there or something like that, but then he'll try to kind of like smooth it over, and then after that, then he'll start, talking different and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with the whole KD thing. No, I keep the same, I keep the same energy that you had in front of Mama Durant. Keep that same energy you had, because Mama Durant looked like she was trying to hold her professionalism, but she know deep down inside she wanted to slap the shit out that motherfucker. You know. So, I mean, Jay Williams, man, you sitting here talking about it, it's all Embiid's fault. That's just the narrative that you're pushing. Look, Joel Embiid, man, he wants to win just like everybody else, man. He's not playing for stats. You think that motherfucker would have been out there if he was just playing for stats or just all for himself? No, he was playing on a torn meniscus, playing through injury. Didn't make no excuses, and still came out there. Tobias Harris, the humble guy that he is, coming out there putting in work. That's why I had to tell this other guy talking about Tobias Harris didn't do anything. Last time I checked, man, if you get more than 10 rebounds, man, that's a contribution. I never mind the points and never mind how efficient he was. Yeah, exactly. Now did he still mess up and do some things that he could have did a lot better, Herman? Yeah, absolutely. But you can't fault his heart and his effort. At least I know if hey Herman, if I'm dribbling down the court and I got Maxi on the right side, or I got Thibault on the left, I can at least depend on them two motherfuckers to shoot the ball. Can you say that for Ben Simmons? Right. And then the last game, what did he have, Theo B? He had 24 and 14, right? And let me go. See, y'all want to sit up here and y'all want to talk about, for those of y'all that are sitting up here, Dr. and Ben Simmons. Let's go through Ben Simmons' playoff stats uh, throughout the whole entire playoffs. Okay. Now, first off, he averaged 11.9, 8.8, and 7.9. 11.9 points, 8.8 assists, and 7.9 rebounds. Right. Which, you know it's okay if you're looking at it from a standpoint of, okay, yeah, he he did uh he did good in terms of all around stats, you know. But in terms of his like shooting percentage and everything like that, and you trying to sit here and you trying to compare Ben Simmons to a guy like Tobias Harris, man, that's apples and oranges all fucking day, right? So let's just take a look at it. All right, against Washington, against Washington, he has 6 points on game one. He has 6 points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists. In game two, he had 22, 9, and 8. And on game three, he had 14, 5, and 9. Game four, he had 13 and 12. In game five, he had 19 and 10. Okay. Here was on game one, he had 17 and 4. Okay. Game two, he was a non-factor. He had 4 points and 3 rebounds. Then in game three, he had 18 points and 4 rebounds. Game five, he had 11 points and 12 rebounds. That's not the major concern. Here was the major concern. All right. The last 3 games, he had 8 points. Okay. That's in game five. He had 8 points and 4 rebounds. Then on top of that, he had 6 points in game seven, 9, and 5. And then on top of that, in in the last game, he had 5 points. He had 13 assists, but listen to this. You're not even attempting. What, are you afraid that your plus and minus is gonna go down? Is that what you're afraid of? Is that what you're afraid of, Ben Simmons? But if you go look at Tobias Harris's stats, which I already went over, which I'm not gonna go over again, there's no comparison on that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, if if Ben Simmons is efficient, we possibly could be better. I'm not gonna say championship because I'm not gonna sit up here and act like we didn't need Danny Green, because we could have used Danny Green, and a lot of people fail to realize that us not having Danny Green, it showed. Us not having Danny Green, it showed. I mean, Thibault, he played his heart out. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I like Thibault. Of course, Shake Milton and Maxey, those are our future. But Danny Green is that, he's got the chips. He got the experience. And you need championship experience. So I don't want to hear this narrative that is always being pushed about, oh, it was Joel Embiid's fault, or it was Doc Rivers' fault, or even Daryl Morey. And I don't like Daryl Morey. I can't stand him. I think, man, he makes poor decisions. But at the same token, Ben Simmons, you could sit up here and pout all day. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna say this final statement one last time. Like I've said before, you had a choice to sign that contract. You had a choice to sign that contract. Nobody put a gun to your head. It was your choice to bounce or to try to get out of there when you could. Now you want to do all this shit a week before training camp? a couple days before training camp, man, you better go on somewhere. And you talking about you don't mind losing money and all this other stuff? That's fine. You know what else you'll be losing? You'll be losing value. You'll be losing value. But yeah, man, I thank y'all for pulling up. Uh, T Price, Herman, Theo B, Scrub Zero, um, Luda Ryder. Thank y'all for pulling up, man. I'm gonna get at y'all a little bit later.